Yeah, Gaurav, go ahead.
Yeah, so we would like to know from you, from where you are connecting, your background. Is it technical? Have you ever worked in IT or not? And what is your one core purpose to join this Be Agile Scrum track? Madhu.
Okay, so I'm joining from Toronto, Canada.
Mhm.
I don't have any IT background. I'm presently working in a trading company looking after the logistics full time, but this time I thought of changing the career.
Mhm.
And so I came across your institute, got interested. So I was
Awesome.
researching. So, yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so much for letting
thank
this
you.
know. So everyone, please pay attention and let's start with Code of Honor. Why Code of Honor? Because we all know that we are on a journey to get placed, right? Do you all agree with it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is very serious because once you go away from these training, there are chances that you go very much comfortable and you don't even start thinking of getting placed. I want every one of you, in fact, me and Prerna want every one of you to see get placed. And to follow that and to make it in reality, you need to follow some certain ground rules. And these ground rules I'm going to share with you. That is also known as Code of Honor. So once you agree to follow this, there is nothing that is going to stop you. So what you need to do is that when it comes to your preparation part, excuse me. So the very first one says that you must show up live. Why? Because Agile Scrum is full of ceremonies and every ceremonies demand your presence to be on time, remain punctual and remain highly committed. So once you practice over here, considering training itself as a project, there are very much higher chance that you are going to replicate this practice once you get placed. And there is another universal law associated with this that says that how you do anything is how you do everything. So we are practicing this for the ceremonies. That's number one. Number two, you have started this journey by becoming a student. So you entered here as a student. That's a very first pillar of Guruschools. So here we request you not to become a student, just be the full stack student who do all the assignments. Assignments could be said one or unsaid one. How it what will be the unsaid one, I'll be revealing in another Code of Honor. However, the said one, where we will be asking you to bring some assignment in terms of notes and all. So that is said assignment. Continue to do self research, because what you learn over here, that is just not enough. Okay, so because some additional knowledge is required for the role of Scrum Master or BA theory, practical, you would do that, but tools, how to learn those tools within 10 minutes or within a day or so, that we teach you during mock interview sessions. Okay, and repeat whatever you have learned. So that is also expected from you. And once you do continue to practice this, you simply attract success, and you need to take the full responsibility of success, not only success but also a failure, because once you take the full responsibility of failure, you identify that what went wrong, and you may consider that something which you have not followed in Code of Honor number 2. And once you take the full responsibility of failure as well, you will find the failure is not failure, it became the trail of the success. So that's the reason you are expected to take the full responsibility of success and failure and complete what you do. But to do so, it requires really package of mindset, and the package of mindset start with having a continuous learning mindset. And to be in this mindset, you must have positive mindset. And the more positive you will find, because you must have the bulletproof mindset. That's what is my take, and I recommend that. And bulletproof positive mindset, and so that none of the negative word can come out of you. And there you will find you are going complaint free and loading yourself more in gratitude, and thereby things are starting helping you. Okay, and the fifth one says that to do so, you must start your day with the increased receptivity. How do you do that? So for that, I give you one audio program of 30 days challenge. In case you have not that, please ask me after the session and continue to complete it for next 30 days. In case you miss it, I would recommend you to restart from there. You can, this is a 40 minutes long video when you will ask me, and I'll share that with you, and you can put it into 2x mode and complete it within 20 minutes while doing your jogging, exercise, or any other activity. And second is very interesting, is that while you have increased your receptivity, start any deep learning with the golden quadrant of learning. And what is golden quadrant of learning? It says that start any learning, deep learning, with the declaration and anchor. Okay, and then go back and draw whatever you have learned within 24 hours. How many hours, everyone?
24.
Within 24.
24 hours. Yes, exactly. And once you draw that, come back and share the summary less than a minute or two, in a way that even 5 years old can understand. So do you think this is easy to do? Everyone can do that? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
say yes. So continue to do that. But let's go ahead and start declaration. Why anchor? Anchor is the declaration are the set of some words what we are going to speak up. Okay, a declaration are the set of some words what we are going to speak up. In fact, the word selected over here on your screen in blue, that we are going to speak up with the anchor. Anchor is going to be your bodily anchor. That can be the form of a clap or self high five. So why? Because your body has one entity which we call it as focus. Okay, so focus is a quality, in fact. So the focus is just like a ship in the ocean of thoughts. Okay, and any ship in the ocean requires an anchor to stand tall in harbor, at harbor. So focus has to stand tall in the harbor, and that's the reason we are going to put an anchor to it. That's the reason we are going to put a bodily anchor, that's a clap or self high five, and then we will put it the harbor of the ocean of the thoughts. So let's start at the count of 3, clap and repeat what I say. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and clap. I am a quick learner.
I am a
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others
Others
can
can learn and master.
I too can do that.
I too can do that.
One more time, these set of selected words, 1, 2, 3, and clap. Because I am an awesome learner,
because
I'm an
I'm
I'm an awesome
awesome learner.
learner.
today's learning is going to be
today's
Today's
learning
learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super
Super
duper
duper
easy.
easy to
easy
me.
to me.
Thank you. Yes, it is going to be super duper easy for you. And remember, on this path, you must be a giver. Give your ego away on the path of learning. Why? Because once you keep your ego away, you will find you are spiritually grounded, means your happiness level is increasing on the path of growth, and more happiness is equal to more productivity. Okay, and while you are keeping your ego away, then only you can have the horizon of learning expanded. Otherwise it will be narrowed and you will find the friction in the learning. Okay, and that's the reason we had repeated just now golden quadrant of learning. But also remember to be a giver on this path, keeping your ego away, and also have the intent of charity from your earning. Because if you are earning today, and if you want to increase your earning, I would recommend you 5% or 10% of your earning, it must go away towards the charity. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, there only you may survive. So that's the another universal law. Okay, and just don't give away to grow, but also give away to inspire others. I do it, my many students do it. So I would, and they see the result of it. And I would also recommend each one of you, if you are already earning, do it. And if you're not earning, get placed and start doing it. Okay, and while you're doing so, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you, because this is preparing for you for the next better result. And there is another universal law associated with this, says that what you appreciate appreciates you back. Let's come back and quickly learn. Batul, you there? This information will be useful for you. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So Sunday, we have the technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday, whatever you have learned, that you have to record and send, apart from any emphasize assignment. This is unsaid assignment to all of us. Okay, so everyone do that. So whatever they learn, they make a note of it. Okay, they create notes and they flaunt those notes while they are sharing the summary video in the WhatsApp group. So everyone does that, and you too need to do it. On Tuesday, we again meet for RRP session. No, we again meet for technical session, that is at 9:30 p.m. But along with that, you have parallel RRP session at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. The links for this are shared by HR or Devji directly in the group. So that also you need to attend. Wednesday is again the assignment of whatever you have learned on Tuesday. So far, you have engaged till 4 days. And Thursday, you once again go for RRP session, that is additional RRP session. And again, you must repeat it, even if it sounds that it is repetition. Remember, your presence give them a clarity that you really need it. The moment you think that is not needed for you and you stop going there, if you are not present, you are not marketable, okay, because they think that you don't need it. So always remember to go. So your presence create the credibility, your credibility creates the marketability more higher. So that's the reason RRP session is important for all of you. Friday, do your own research, repeat whatever you have learned, complete the assignment, and any question answer, prepare that and come back on Sunday. But on Saturday you can relax. So this is how the entire plan looks like. Is it clear to Batul and everyone else? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Clear, Batul?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So you can take a screenshot, because what may happen that you may again keep on asking question another day when is the session. So this will be helping you out. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Let's get started into deep learning, because just now you have done what? So few slides may not be really easy for you to yet understand, but still we will mark it in a way that you will be able to understand it. Okay, so this is for Batul. So just give me a second. Yeah. So what is iteration? Iteration is what? A complete project, one project, and we give it into multiple iteration. Okay. So we give it in multiple iteration. If iteration simply mean that it could be what? It could be repetition as well. So what all things you repeat? Okay. You pick one user story. User story is nothing but it's a one small piece of large requirement of, or says large software requirement. Do you all understand this?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Batul, you also
Yeah, can you please
understand?
repeat that?
Okay, I said user story is a piece of large requirement, large software requirement. Okay, so requirement could be anything. I want to develop a website. I want to develop a attendance system. I want to develop appointment system. Okay, there it could, and the smaller user story, smaller requirement could be anything. Capture a user's name, email, and phone number. That could be one piece of the information of a large requirement. Did you get now, Batul?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So there will be multiple such user story, right? And every user story will start with, first you need to define it, then you plan it, and then you test it. Okay, then you test it and continue into development and check whether acceptance criteria it meets or not. Acceptance criteria is what? The kind of the way you have user story written, you will identify what all should be the checklist before I mark it as a closed. Okay, to in a very simple manner. And then you once it has met the acceptance criteria, then you see that then you excuse me, then you repeat it, review it, and see that it is completed, it has met all the requirement. Then you can push it, you can deploy it, you can push it to the next environment where user or next set of user or customer can start using it. So once one user story is done, you move for the next user story. Next user story is done, you move for the another user story. And this is the incremental iteration for set of user story in the one sprint. Sprint means time duration. And sprint means what, everyone?
Time duration.
Time duration.
Yes. So one sprint time duration could be of 5 days, 10 days, 5 working days, 10 working days, or 15 working days. It is also known as 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. So this is the ideal time. So you will choose set of user story, you commit to deliver it at the end of the time, during the specified time, and you continue to iterate when until all the chosen user story is finished. Okay, until all user story chosen is finished. All right. So
I have a question.
yeah.
So when you go to the next iteration, that is from one iteration to second iteration, so we need to wait for that result to be accomplished and only we need to go to next iteration.
I did not hear it so well. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, so when you go from one iteration to the next iteration, we have to wait for the result to be accomplished before you go to the next iteration.
Ideally, but the
Okay.
advantage you will have that at the end of the sprint, all the iteration should be completed. Okay, because see, what you will do, you will start picking one user story coming on your name until your existing task is finished or not. And how will you take any existing task? Based on what? Priority. Okay, right?
Okay.
So highest priority of the task has to be finished first, then the lower than that. Okay, so you can't say that, hey, I have 3 activity, I will finish the third one first and then go for second and then first. No, you will be asked, hey, you need to complete the highest priority first. We will be targeting you and you. So X and Y, 2 team will be working on this. Once it is done, reach back to your Scrum Master or product owner that you are done, what you can pick first. And there comes the self-organizing team, where you show this leadership, accountability, and ownership that you are ready to take next. And that these trait you need to show up as a agile member, as a working agile member. Did I give you answer well? Yeah, you got it?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's move further. Okay, so this is how you are going to write user story. And today I'm also going to give you how to write acceptance criteria. Okay, so let's understand what is daily stand-up. In any sprint in Agile, in any sprint is time duration. In Agile sprint, in a small time or bigger time, whatever it is, daily you meet with your team members. Product owner not necessarily should be there, but Scrum Master will be there. Development team consists of coder, reviewer, architect, or architect not necessarily, but yeah, tester, and Scrum Master has to be there. Okay, there you go, and you have to just talk about 3 things and finish this daily stand-up. And as the name suggests, stand up. You need to stand up and speak up in person. And in case you are connecting remotely, make sure your video is on and you are participating. And you have to talk about what did you do in last 8. Last 8 means in last 8 hours, what did you work upon in last working 8 hours? And what is your next state? In next 8 hours, what is your plan to work? And did you face any bottleneck which is stopping your work to process? The moment you say bottleneck, you don't have to go into a discussion of removing these impediments. That is job of Scrum Master. He makes sure that any bottleneck that should be addressed and can be confirmed and discussed later, if required, with other team members. In case BA have the answer, they will give the answer of those bottlenecks later. Okay, clear everyone for stand-up what happens within 10 minutes or 15 minutes max? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Gaurav, I would just like to add here that you have very well explained, but just remember startup as 888. That simply means what he just mentioned, that we have to give the very brief update, And by the way, when we say stand up, that actually means every team member is standing, during that meeting. So as you all are standing, definitely you won't take much time, as the comfort is not soft sitting or relaxed meeting is not there. So basically, what you worked on, what are you planning to work on, and in case if you have any issues, impediments, roadblocks, whatever, and this all said, this is especially for Batul because your first session. Batul, you know what is the importance of this meeting is that because this entire agile is very dynamic, very fast, and very I would say time bound, this entire process, we want all the team members to know what everybody is working on. And because everybody is specialized and they are very skillful, in it can happen that whatever issues, for example, you are facing, me or Gaurav or maybe Aruna or anybody else could have some answer for that, and we can connect offline after the meeting to resolve. So this meeting, just this is for everyone, and try to understand it is for sharing the information that what everybody is working on and how as a team we can contribute each other in a very effective and in a very time constrained way. So, and it is very effective. These meetings are very practical and very important. That's why they are called daily stand up. So daily you come together as a team, as a group, and you share this information. So yes, Gaurav,
Right.
just wanted to add this on. Thank you so much. Please continue. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prerna, for adding this. Yeah, so what you need to do is that you talk about all the user stories which are given to you. User story, as I said earlier, that could be the smaller requirement of a smaller piece of bigger requirement. For example, this is, I keep on giving, the large requirement is develop a banking software. That could be mobile banking and whatever. So there are multiple users, okay? And say, for example, the user story objective is check balance. The check balance can be checked by the user himself, can be checked by the tailor, can be checked by branch manager, can be checked by cashier, and means any other bank staff member who is authorized to see your balance and can tell you. Do you all agree with me? This is the very small requirement of checking the balance or viewing the balance.
Yes.
Say yes.
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 Okay. So how we will write user stories for check balance? We will write 4 user story like this. As a customer, I can click on check balance so that I can view balance. Okay. As a tailor, I can click on check balance so that I can view customers balance. As a branch manager, I can click on check balance. I can click on check balance so that I can view customers balance. As a cashier, I can click on check balance so that I can view customers balance. As assistant branch manager, so there will be 5 user stories. These 5 user stories will be developed by a software coder, and it will be tested by software tester. Okay, and for fetching the information and all, this user story will have this another task created for any architect, which will establish one communication relationship between database and the output of the button, so that it can show on the UI user interface of the software. So everyone will have their own task, and every will have to perform that. But at the end, every user story will have the acceptance criteria given user when click on check button, then balance of customer can be seen. Given it is ABM, assistant branch manager, when clicks on check button, then customers balance is seen. You are writing acceptance criteria, okay, for every single user story. But when you are writing acceptance criteria, there are chances that there will be multiple acceptance criteria. Now understand, one user is given a customer when clicks on check button, then what? Then customers balance is viewed. But when it is viewed, It also may appear in some different format. It may appear in the rate format, and it could be the customer's requirement. You will write another acceptance criteria. Then balance is visible in rate font. That is another acceptance criteria of the same user story. When clicks on the check button, then the button flickers. Okay, that is another criteria, because you should be knowing and sensing, boss, I have clicked on the button is responsive. Okay, and for that it may be flickering. Okay, it may appear as it has been pressed. If it is not even responding in that way, you won't even know that without pressing it is coming or with press it is coming. Are you able to understand, everyone? What I mean to say? Okay, thanks. Yeah, so likewise, whatever the requirement could be, minute requirement against one user story, you keep on writing that. Where you will write it? You will write it in any of the task management tool, ticket management tool like Jira. Okay, Jira, Trello, DevOps, Azure DevOps. These are the name of the those things. What do you call? These are name of those tools. Let's move further and see. Okay, so this is very important. So how do you estimate? Okay, I will quickly go that. So any user story are given the story point. What they are given as?
Story points.
Exactly.
Points.
And these story points are always in Fibonacci series. Okay, Fibonacci series is like, it starts with 1. Okay, another will be 1 again, and it will go to addition of the previous 2 numbers, then it becomes 2, then 3, 5, and so on. Did you get what is Fibonacci series, everyone?
Yeah.
Addition of the 2 previous number is the procedure.
Addition of the last 2.
Last 2, that's right. Okay, thereby you define a story size, that how long one story can take to develop. Okay, but to define those things, there are the various methods. So various method, one is called as poker planning. Poker planning, where all these story points are recorded in card. Okay, can you see here the card?
Yes.
Yeah, a card like card deck, and every team member, excuse me, every team member, they will be responding against one activity, that how long they are going to take. Okay, and when poker planning will start on the table, say for example 2 BAs are there, and one thing it takes 5 hours, one thing that it may take 8 hours. Okay, they can simply put that card. Okay, that this is, and anything which goes beyond 30 or 20 or 40, it means that you will have the identification that it requires to be broken further. It means from this user story, more piece of a user story can be created. This is a very large user story having the potential to be broken further. Okay, so in that poker planning, say for example 4 BAs are participating in poker planning meeting. They are giving you the cards against one requirement, different. What product owner would do? They will take an average of that, and they will define, okay, based on your estimation, we are going to take this as an average, and we will be working accordingly. Then comes the t-shirt sizing. T-shirt size comes in small, it can be small, and then it can be extra small, S, XX, and then large, then XL, then extra large, and these all are representing the kind of hours it may take one user story. So there you need to put, instead of story point or users or hours, you can also depending upon how your project team is taking this up, you can answer that. Again, dot voting is like on like you can see this. Okay, this is dot voting. Okay, excuse me. Okay, this is the dot voting. So this is you can put for one requirement, if you feel one dot is required, And these are representing you that how long it may take. Okay, for few you are thinking 3 dot, 2 dot. Accordingly, you can put in the sticky notes on the Kanban board that, okay, in the sprint planning meeting that you may require these many, this much of hour, or for you, it is so much time consuming or very easy to do. So that happens in dot voting. The most interesting one and most recommended one apart from poker planning is Delphi. Do you know what is Delphi or Delphi method is?
No.
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
So Delphi method, it may sound very interesting and technical, but this is the experience-based, estimation technique. In the past, you and most of the industry, they work in this fashion. Okay, you might have worked on one user story, similar user story, where you needed to create only output where you are clicking on the check button and it is showing you the balance. Okay, in the past, how long it did take you to test? 1 hour or say 3 hours, and for developer it required for him to develop 3 hours. For architect to put into communication and improve the and integrate with the API is from where two terminals are communicating with each other, or from database, it is fetching some information on UI. Okay, so these are just interface, but through using interface, it is letting you view on the it is letting you view on the screen. So however, whatever the time it has taken you in the past, the same or similar hours you can code to your team in the sprint planning meeting based on your experiences. It may, and as it is estimation, it is not hard and fast, but somewhat you need to complete this in the agreed timeline. So these are the various estimation technique. You can go ahead and you can get into the details of it as much as you want. And I'll be also sharing you on velocity and capacity, a different video, which I have already recorded with for all of you. And you can learn more about velocity and capacity from them. So this is all about the Agile Scrum. Do you have any question right now? And we will be transitioning now into the business analyst, and that's the reason Prerna told Batul that it is right time you enter. So any questions so far, guys?
Yeah, I
Yes,
had one
sir.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So Gaurav, for the estimation, like, is it done during product backlog grooming, or it is done before sprint planning?
It is in sprint planning. It is done in the
Sprint.
sprint planning. Yeah.
Okay, and here, the story points are used for story sizing and planning poker,
Yeah.
and rest of the things is on like time based, right? T-shirt sizing.
Yes. In fact, the core purpose for everything is for the time base. Ultimately, you should come up in hours. Okay, how long it should take you. Okay, these are just the fancy methods to tell that, okay, it may take, and these are ultimately indicating towards your effort, towards what is your capacity to give the output in how many hours. So the more detail when you will have the understanding about the capacity, velocity and all, so that time you will be able to see that. So I'll be sharing that video. So that's a very short video, 20 minutes, but it is very well shared into that. So you will be easily able to understand that. So any other question, guys?
Sir, I have one question regarding the acceptance criteria. Think about a teller or as a customer, I want to check a bank balance. So I have a story about till that I can understand. So when it comes to acceptance criteria, so what should be the question, or what should be the answer?
So user story is that as a banker, I can click on the check button so that I can view customers balance. So when you are a banker and you are clicking on the check button, so first you should sense that it has been clicked, right?
Okay.
So can you write there that given banker clicks on the check button, then the button flickers or button gets pressed. So that is the first check, right?
Okay.
And then next step will happen that it fetches the information on UI, right? Given banker when clicks on the check button, then it fetches back the right information. Okay, so here there are two things. If it is fetching in the database and you have the access to the database, if you have written that, or you can ask your admin, not admin, your tester, hey, go and check the database, is it fetching the right information or not? Okay, and if you need to review acceptance criteria of someone, you can create such task for tester. Okay, and you can create the similar task for architect, that it is always fetching the right information. It should not be the any XYZ. So this is also a good check, right? That always it should always fetch the right balance, not the incorrect balance. Are you with me so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is the another minute checkpoint of this acceptance criteria. So you cannot skip that. And as a BA or Scrum Master, you have to make sure it has been included for your team member.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is how, when you will be reviewing as a business analyst or a Scrum Master, any acceptance criteria written, or it is not covered, you make sure that it has been also covered. So that's when, as a BA business analyst, see, you should be a thinker. You can't skip any minute details. Okay, so there your requirement comes in, there your importance come into the picture in the organization. So you should be thinker. So now somewhere it says that, excuse me. Somewhere it says that when it fetches the balance, it also shows in the red font, in .00 font with the decimal. Okay, it is just not showing the round figure. You have to make sure that in acceptance criteria that has been taken into consideration. Okay, so as much detail as you can, so that you have to consider.
When the minute also we should capture and we should write.
Yes, better. That is better. So because you are not, doing this, you are not compromising with the quality. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, guys?
Yeah, Gaurav, just one. So for the iteration on the diagram which you have shown for the iteration, so in that, so in that they have mentioned like planning and then test. So that is a different test, like because first it would be developing and then testing.
Yeah. So even planning will be the test planning. Okay. So test planning means tester are going to write test plan as well for that.
Okay.
And then they will do test execution. Okay. Are you with me so far? No?
No, okay. So like here. Yeah.
Let me see. It says that, okay, consider in this manner. Okay. You have defined a user story. You have planned it. Okay. Planned means whatever the planning could happen. It is matching with the release plan. It is matching with the test plan. You have written more in detail. But while you are defining, you are also doing the development. Okay. So development will happen, means two things will happen in parallel. One, test planning will be written, test plan will be written, and development will be happening. Okay. Once it is done, then with the test execution, it will be meeting the acceptance criteria. Okay. Once it is done, then you will have the review meeting. You remember review meeting where in front of customer, you need to showcase that. If it is agreed, then you increment it towards the customer. You put it in for the deployment. Okay. And it will continue to happen. So it has been, it might sound like, okay, how come development has come over here? It should have come after the definition. Right, okay, so you can put it, but plan does not mean just sprint planning. Plan means if you needed to write, see, iteration will be defined in the sprint planning meeting only. How much iteration for one user story should go. Okay, means how many iterations should happen in one sprint. Okay, Praveen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other question, guys? Okay, so I'll consider it as no. And having said so, I'm just pulling the deck for the sprint. Okay, someone has posted. Okay, I had received the comment. Okay, let's move to business analysis, all about business analysis. So, Prerna, could you please take it up? Prerna, you there? Yeah, see if Prerna is there or not. Prerna, you there? I think you are talking on mute, Prerna. Okay. So no problem. So can any one of you will read this history?
IIBA was founded in Toronto, Canada in October of 2003 to support the business analyst community.
Yeah.
The body of knowledge.
Wait. So
the body of knowledge committee was formed in October of 2004 to define and draft a global standard for the practice of business analysts. In January of 2005, IIBA released version 1.0 of a guide to the business analyst book of knowledge, BABOK, guide for feedback and comments.
Thank you so much for reading out. Yeah, so International Institute of Business Analysis, that was founded in Toronto, Canada in 2003 to support this community. Like you have Scrum for Agile Scrum, you have the Scrum Guide, Scrum Board, okay, Agile Community. Likewise for BA, it is called as BA-BOK, that is Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. Okay, so that continue to reform and continue to improve. And there they define and draft the global standard for the what is the standard practices of business analysis. So to store it, in 2005, this community released one guide, which is known as BA-BOK, and this is the printed version. The current guide is of 3.0. So if you can find it, download it, you can download it. Okay, so this is how the business analysis history started. Okay, just let me drop a message. Just give me a second. Prerna, let me know once you are back. Okay.
Yeah, Gaurav, sorry, I realized I was on mute and I thought I had some net issue. Yeah. So Gaurav, I can take this and I have my presentation also on. So if you want me to present, that's also.
Go ahead. That will be great. Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm just.
Yeah.
I hope you've given me rights to present.
I don't think you will be able to get it, but yeah.
Please share the right. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Prerna.
So I'll start with the next slide. 1 second. Let me know when my screen is visible. Yes?
Yes,
ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah. So before we get into the full swing, let me tell you that that's why I said buttle perfect timing, because today we are starting with business analysis. And along with Agile, this is a very interesting and very useful and very, I would say, market-oriented profile that we are going to study. And this is, yeah, someone said something. Okay. In case you don't have anything to share, I'll request everyone to go on mute. And if you want to speak something, you are very much, welcome to unmute and speak for yourself. Yeah. So till now we have learned about the in detail process of how Agile works, what are the processes, ceremonies, and everything in detail. That again we'll repeat after once we finish business analysis. So anybody who is joining for new or have joined in between, they would definitely will cover all their topics. But for today, when we talk about business analysis, it is a fundamental role, I would say. It is a very pivotal role in any organization wherein as a team member, what is your contribution towards your project? Being an analyst, that we will discuss here. Okay. So I think Gaurav has given you a decent background or history about how it started. So here I think I'll request Batul, as she is new for the first time, just request this one line that is mentioned just next to the image, and then we will discuss on this. Yeah, Batul, please go ahead.
Per BA-BOK Guide version 3.0, business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to the stakeholders.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for reading it out. Anyone who would love to give their thoughts on this line, you can break this line, by the way, though it's a one sentence, we can break it as for our understanding, easy understanding, that business analysis, as per the BA-BOK Guide version 3.0, business analysis is the practice of enabling change. Okay. So enabling change, first pause there. Then in an enterprise, second pause, by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to stakeholders. Okay. So now the forum is open. Anybody who wants to share their thoughts, what it is, they are more than happy. Who would like to start? It's just an open thing. It's fine if you're on dot, or if you might have misunderstood or whatever, whatever you feel like it. Please take this opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, my understanding is, yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, my understanding is actually the business analyst, they will first analyze uh, uh, the change, what is going to happen in one certain organization, and they give values that will be they will recommend what is the need we need to we need for that organization, and they take part in the change, and they work accordingly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes. But it is very much of what it is mentioned here in those words. You can thank you for first of all sharing. You can speak in as easy language in your own words as well. Not an issue. Yeah. Because I'll be explaining this with a very simple, realistic example later. That's why. Yes.
Yeah, Prerna. So I think my understanding is that it's talking about analyzing the needs at a very high level, at an organizational level instead of a project level. So this is like a very open-ended definition. And I feel it's talking about the whole needs of the whole company as a whole rather than just one particular project. Because till now we've been discussing about what a particular team is addressing for a particular project. For example, like the airlines project, it was one particular thing. But here the wording is enterprise, and the solutions that deliver value to stakeholders. So it looks like a very broad and big open-ended definition.
Yes, indeed it is. It is a broader version of the work profile. So let me all give you a very super simple example that how you analyze a question, analyze a situation, or how all of us are working as a BAs in our day-to-day life without knowing the fact that we're already working. Okay. So my typical favorite examples are house parties or parties or any celebrations. But now we'll go to some little different.
Rena, sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting. I just want to give my interpretation.
Yeah, please, Sangeeta, go ahead.
Since business, they play a very important role because they play returns on investment, as I learned from this.
Right.
Since return on investment, they are the one to take a major portion in deciding what change has to be done, and they are responsible to share their plans to the full Scrum, the developer teams, and make to give a solution, so that all this assembling part is done, and they give the delivery to the stakeholders.
Okay. So when you say they means business analyst, right? That you're trying to refer. Okay.
Yes.
So let me tweak that. Whatever you have mentioned, it's definitely on the right track. But let me tweak that for you. When we say we give plan or we give solution, so even as a business analyst, it is always, though you prepare it, you make it, but it is always after the review from the seniors, right? So if you are a junior business analyst, then definitely you have your senior analyst, or maybe your team lead, or in agile setup you have your senior team members, you have your scrum master. So whatever you said, that made definitely sense. But when I talk about this definition, let me give you a simple answer about how you facilitate that. Just imagine you are at your home, and maybe if you have kids, great. If you have any younger siblings or anybody at home who might be going to school, and they just somehow they just come from school, and everything is going on fine, and then at night somehow around 9ish they tell that they have a project tomorrow for submission. Okay, so now as a business analyst, what do you do? As being at a family member, but then how you manage as a business analyst? First of all, you understand what is the need or what is the requirement. The requirement is you have to give the project or make the project in a day, and have to submit that. So that's an important task. Second, how do you facilitate that, or how you recommend a solution to that? So recommend means, then you go on Google, you search for some easy to do projects, or you ensure which are the DIY helpful or useful items that are at home, like craft papers, or sheets, or colors, or some decorating materials, or whatnot about that project. And then you come to your kid, or you come to your siblings or your niece and nephews, and you sit with them, and you kind of help them shape them project, right? Because as a kids they don't. So right now, this entire process, I think, as humans, as a family member, even a housewife, as a working person, as office goer, manager, every person does that. So analysis, if you ask me, is a day-to-day activity. If you have a birthday party, or if you have a get together, or if you have an anniversary celebration coming in on Sunday, you analyze the situation. It starts from, okay, what is the event? Maybe an anniversary party. Okay, that's the change, or that's the requirement, if I have to put it that way. Then how do you analyze this? Okay, starting with which date, location. If you're doing at home, great. If you want to set it at in a particular banquet, or any palace or hall, you have to book that. Then how many people, how the food, how the decoration, everything. So right now, what you're doing, you will not even personally go and do everything, right? You might outsource or delegate, but then the analysis part, okay. And how it is different, or how it is more specific in businesses. When we talk about needs and requirements, it's always with reference to the mostly stakeholders. Whenever we say stakeholders, that means starting, as per the priority, I would say, to start with the customers, and then along with them, including your team members, including your senior manager, including the project sponsor of this particular project, everybody is a stakeholder. So as a business analyst, you have to ensure that you are delivering to everyone. That means, if a customer comes with a change, and if that change is going to cost you a lot of time and a lot of efforts, and you might require new resources, and if it might turn into not so profitable process for the organization, then you might have to rethink on it. Because as Sangeeta rightly said, it's a return on investment. That means you are doing business to ensure that you gain profits, right? So as a business analyst, you have to consider all these things, and then you are not alone. You have a whole team. You have guiding factors. You have senior members to ensure that you're on the right track. But yes, talking to customers one on one, discussing with them, taking inputs from them, ensuring then that, okay, we will come up with the plan, and then actually working with the plan with your team, consulting everybody, ensuring everybody is involved, how to set up that, all this, and then ultimately coming up with the solution, verify it with product owner or scrum master, and then deliver that or communicate that to the customer. This entire process is business analysis. I've taken sufficient time and highlighted with two different examples, just to ensure that you shouldn't feel that it is something out of the world. Okay, as human beings, as adults, or maybe even as kids, we always analyze situation. You want to go on a picnic, you want to take your permission from your parents, you analyze the situation, that how's the environment at home, is there a fight, or is your mom dad in a good mood, or you got some prize in school, and then you come up and then you slowly ask for your picnic permission, so you have been analyzing as human beings, but just ensuring that analysis is respect or in context with the business, and how that will helpful to the how that will be helpful to the stakeholders, to the customers, to your senior management, is the key. This is the thought process that you have to put into your mind. Yeah. Any doubts, anything you feel you want to understand more on this definition, or you have any confusion, please feel free to ask. Or it is good, you feel, okay, I'm getting there, I need some time to digest, but yeah, I'm there. Yes. No answers will be considered as acceptance. So yeah, anybody?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
no, you can at least say with
Very
yes.
good.
Thank you so much, Manish. Yes.
Yeah, very
See,
good.
it's really simple, but then I don't want you guys to lose its importance because it is simple. Though it is simple, it is very, very important in an organization as a business analyst. So tomorrow when you get placed as a BA, you should be more than happy to understand that you will be able to deal with so many people on so many different level and learn and contribute so much. Okay, so that's a great advantage. So should we go to the next slide?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, let me break these sentences, because then, oh, I'm so sorry, I just stopped the screen share. Give me a second, huh? I'll just share my screen again. I don't know what happened. This slide will talk more about what we have just discussed, but it is good that we go point wise. So yeah, give me a second. Let me know when it is visible. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes.
great. So
Yes.
anybody who would like to see, there are three major points, and these points are what we just kind of discussed. But then I want three different people to read out, and I want everybody's at least a one liner on this, because once we understand what is business analysis, our work is done. If you ask me, trust me, is the core or essence of that role, that if you understand that, you are very well I would say comfortable and very well confident to go ahead. Okay, so are these three lines visible to you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think now.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yeah, so I want three different people to read it out, and then I want everybody, I mean, except Gaurav and me, everyone to give a one liner. It may not be a very big sentence, it can be as simple as contributing towards the actual plan or anything that you feel. But I want to hear everybody's voice. Okay, people who don't talk often, we want to hear from you, except Aruna, as she said she's not well, so she can, take rest and be on mute. But other people, please speak up, because I want to hear what are your thoughts. So we know where you have under how much you have understood and how much you're going ahead with. Okay, please go ahead. Three sentences by three different people, and then explanation one by one by everyone. Okay.
A business analyst is any person who performs business analysis tasks described in the BEBOK guide, no matter their job title or organizational role.
Perfect. Next sentence.
Business analysts are responsible for discovering, synthesizing, and analyzing information from a variety of sources within an enterprise, including tools, processes, documentation, and stakeholders.
Okay, thank you. Next.
The business analyst is responsible for eliciting the actual needs of stakeholders, which frequently involves investigating and clarifying their expressed desires in order to determine underlying issues and causes.
Thank you so much for reading it out. So can someone, everybody can start, take any one point and explain. Yeah.
Analyst is a person who try to understand the requirement of the new project, try to evaluate the resources in the organization, and on the basis of that, plan or execute the change which is requested.
Thank you for explaining. I want everybody's contribution, then we can actually have a final conclusion that okay, everybody's on the same line, or if they have any doubts. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so a business analyst, so I think linking point one, actually all of them, I would say is that it doesn't matter what role you're holding. You can be a data analyst also, or anybody. It has nothing to do with your title, job title. But if you are basically gathering requirements or through any means, like through tools or various processes, and you're documenting them, then yeah, you would be a business analyst, right?
Thank you so much. Next, please. Yes, only I think 5 people have spoken. I need others also to intervene and speak up, please.
Yeah, business.
You go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Okay, business analyst or like organization are performing and help they improve their processes and system.
Yes, I really like the word you have used, process and system. By the way, process is an integral part of BA work. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yes, Ruchi, next.
So like business analyst, they are responsible for like identifying or identifying the needs. Then they like they help in analyzing the whatever information which is maybe provided by a stakeholder. So they are try to identify any gaps if there are any gaps.
That's a very good. That's a very good. I would say terminology. Okay, identify the gap and try and working towards bridging the gap. Very well done, Praveen. Nice. Yeah. Anything else? So you're done. That will be okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So who is left? I think I didn't hear from Yong yet.
Prerna, I just want to say what I can't
you can
understand. Understanding the business need.
Okay, perfect. That is the core actually. Understanding the business needs and requirements. Yeah. Thank you, Arun. I hope you feel well soon. Great. So I think Yong is pending.
Yeah, I think every business they always have a problem and always need the change. So the business analysis is the person who will analyze the requirement of them and give the solution by plan and to have for this work, they will use the source from the tools or documents in the enterprise to do that. I think so.
Oh, that's very well elaborated, I would say. So yes, with the help of documents, or with the help of discussions, you understand what are the requirements, what are the needs, what is the ask from the business, and you work towards that. So thank you so much, Yong. It was really nice to hear from you. I think Gurmeet also is on mute from some time. So yeah, Gurmeet, would you like to add something here?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. It's all good. Because basically I am considering the comments of everyone. I would say that all good.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Who is left? I think Aruna, Krupali, Praveen, Aishwarya, you also spoke, right? Sangita, Ashi.
Okay, then my understanding of this, they play an important role, and They are the one who acts as a main source to communicate between the stakeholder, because stakeholders are the owners, and they play a very important role in communicating between the Scrum people and the stakeholders. So what are the communication which is required is that what all needs they need, what are the issues they are facing, what are the problems they have. So all these have been gathered. The gathered informations are being carried on to the stakeholders. What is all the process happening?
Okay, really well illustrated, but the only cliche line is stakeholders are owners, that we can avoid this saying this, because even as a team member, you are a stakeholder, right? And ownership is also shared, to be very honest, for a particular project. Nobody, not a single person is an owner, though the name of product owner is product owner, but then you also know he comes with an entire package of Scrum team. So apart from that, all the other sentences elaboration was perfectly fine. So thank you so much. I just request Gaurav if you want to add something here, or we can go to the next slide. Yeah, Gaurav, because it's the start of BA. So any thoughts on this, Gaurav, from your side?
Prerna, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, guys, I have given due, I would say, time to introduce and to also ensure that all of you understand this concept, and I'm very happy with the kind of explanations you have given. So let's go ahead with the question that why business analysis was needed. Okay, I think we have kind of covered this in the discussion, but still I want to just go through this process and understand. Okay, so first these 3 pointers, and then we'll go to the circle. So I'll enlarge them for better readability. Yeah, is it readable for everyone now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can start with the 3 pointers, and then we can go to the circular business analysis model. Yeah. Go ahead, everybody. Yeah.
Change and life happens.
That's true, and that's fact. So everybody knows about it. Thank you. Next.
Project requires flexibility and adaptation to
and
respond to change. One has to analyze the impact due to change.
Thank you so much. So actually try to focus on this. Project requires flexibility and adaptation to respond to change. Like for example, if you have considered that earlier party example, so we have this project that we have to kind of host this party, and then what is the flexibility or adaptation? That earlier were per se there were, say, out of 50-40 people were vegetarian. Now we understand around 25 people are only vegetarian and others are non-vegetarian. So that's a change, and we have to respond to it. How do we respond to it? We'll go to the caterers and we'll ask them for more of non-veg or other stuff, that we have to cater to. And see, this is a very simplistic example, but in project, with client discussions, this really happens often. Okay, the client might need this color, but tomorrow they say, oh, now that this theme has changed, we don't want. Avatar movie was kind of premiered, and now we really want to go with the ocean blue, or that color for our theme, because we want to promote that movie on our website or anything like that. Okay, it's all dynamic, it's all happening at the click of a button, and it's very thing. So how we as a BA, you analyze and you incorporate that. Okay, though whenever it's simple easy change, it won't take any further time or cost. You can always you know ensure then that you'll get back to the team and you check and you respond. And then if it is a smaller change, you want to retain and maintain good relations with the customer, you go ahead with that, you implement, and you give them as free goodies or cookies. You call them as free goodies or cookies for your customer, so they also feel good that okay, you're not charging them more or you're incorporating their needs. But then sometimes even the customers or stakeholders can be quite adamant or quite pushy or asking for more, and that can result in extra development time. You might need some extra software, you might need some specialized resources that you might not have, specialized developer or anything that can cost more time, more money. then you have to first of all check with your seniors, that can be your Scrum Master, your product owner, to ensure that it is a big change and it will require a lot of expense or time at your place. And then you have to go back to the customer, elaborating or explaining them that, okay, this thing will require a lot of time, lot of expense. It has to be borne by you. And if you are agreeing to the extended timelines, extended monetary I would say budget, then we are good to go. And so that, and this is one of the very important decisions. Always remember, as a BA, even as a team member, you do not upfront say yes or no at that very moment. You always have to consult with your team. That's why I was saying ownership, collaboration, all these things are very important, because you as a single person cannot make a or cannot take a decision on your entire team's behalf. Okay, you never know, once you commit, and there might be some challenges in development team or in testing team or in overall anywhere. So and that is why we have those stand-up meetings. You get the understanding, you get the correspondence, and you get the relevance of all these process. That's why we have this meeting where we talk frequently on daily basis. And if we think that there has to be something that needs to be highlighted, we do that. Everybody is good on this? Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, so if for a business analyst, who will be in the business analyst team? Like who will be playing the role actually? So one you said like Scrum Master, and like who all will be there in the team?
I think you joined after our that session. Okay, so a typical team, generally maximum to 9, minimum it can be very less, like 6, 7. It has developers, it has testers, it has specialists, architects, it has Scrum Master, it has product owner. Okay. A senior developer can work as a Scrum Master, or an architect can work as a product owner. So it's a very flexible role, but generally, as per our development cycle, we have to have these many members, and definitely business analyst. Okay, so if I have to give you my example, I started my career as a developer, then I got into project management. But in between, when I was a project manager, and then I was working very closely with BAs. So I will not say I worked full-fledged as a BA, but I definitely understand what are the responsibilities and what are the roles of BA. Okay, so it's a very flexi role, but yeah, this entire team consists of these many people or these many roles. Does it answer your question, Aishwarya?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, the third point, and then we'll go to the circular diagram. Yeah, please. Yeah. Anybody with the third point, please go ahead.
This one is business analyst. Yeah, go ahead.
This one is business analyst who analyzes the changes, impact, gather requirement, and liaise with stakeholders.
Thank you for reading it out. Can we go to the next diagram, please? We just explained this last point right now. That's why.
Requirement planning and management.
Next, yeah, everybody to read out one point in that circle, please.
Requirement elicitation.
Requirement communication.
Solution evolution and validation.
Requirement analysis and documentation.
Enterprise analysis.
All done. Everybody read those points?
No, only the middle one, business analysis, left.
Yeah, so that we are anyways studying. So any doubts in these pointers? Because we've discussed all of them. See, if you start with the first, planning and management, and then everything that we just discussed, everything is covered. So any doubts in these pointers? Is circular. Like, we know what is requirement elicitation. That means understanding the requirement, kind of. I'm so sorry, I just moved the screen. Yeah, understanding the requirement, ensuring you are documenting that properly. Requirement communication means definitely discussing and talking with your customer, on that, and understanding what they need and how fast they want the implementation to be done. Solution evaluation validation, we just discussed that as a BA, you come back to the team, you discuss the issue or change or need or requirement. These are just synonyms for whatever is being asked, and you ensure that is it doable or not. Will it ask for further changes in time in your delivery, in your schedule, in your expense. So you have to have discussion on that. And then requirement analysis and documentation is as simple as we have been discussing. You have to understand what is the requirement, and then there are documents like business requirement document, BRD, and there can be other smaller documents, where you create scope for particular requirement. We will learn all that in coming lectures. That's why I'm just sharing the updates with you. And enterprise analysis means you have to understand whatever solutions we are coming with, it is for the good of your entire organization. Okay, it is for the good of everyone. So it is the benefit of the organization, benefit of your team. You are giving the best solution to the customer, and then you are making profits also out of it. So any doubts in these pointers? So this is basically what is business analysis. Yes, no?
No.
No doubts.
Thank you so much. See, it's really easy when you kind of map your real life to it. If you think it's all bookish and theoretical, you might feel, oh, it is something alien, something different. But when you try to map that with your real life, you do this on daily basis. If your car needs a maintenance session, you kind of evaluate, okay, how is my car doing? How is the engine? Am I able to drive smoothly, or do I need to wash it, go for a car wash, anything like that? What is needed? Do I need to have new tires or anything like that? It can start as simple as with your kitchen grocery shopping, or it can go to remodeling your home. Every day we all are analyzing. So analysis is a base of human nature, because that's why we are created. And then we are tweaking, or we are kind of changing that to suit your business needs. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the next point. Yeah. So prerequisites for becoming a BA. Can someone read that for me? One by one. I want everybody to speak, I can only hear few names and few voices. Others are really quiet. So no, not like that.
Degree and
go ahead.
Degree and domain knowledge.
Analytical skills.
Okay,
Microsoft Excel.
Great. Yes.
Negotiation skill.
SQL.
Okay, great.
Nowadays.
Sorry, I couldn't read that.
SQL nowadays.
Okay. Anything else?
Communication skill.
Okay. So here, if you could see, these are the prerequisites, but mind you, these are not hard and fast. Like for example, you having Excel knowledge is definitely a plus point, but that doesn't mean that you have to be an expert in the Excel. Having a knowing, understanding basic concept, basic formulas, basic search, pivots, and whatever graphs is good enough. And then Excel is an ongoing process. You can keep learning it for lifetime. So that stands for Microsoft Excel. SQL nowadays is basically, I think we have discussed this, me and Gaurav, multiple times, that SQL, by the way, stands for Structured Query Language, and it is used to access database. Okay, it's a query language. It's kind of little easy from BA point of view, as we do not have to get into it as from the database expert point of view. So if you want to learn more about it, let me give you a website. that you can explore. The website's name is w3schools.com. It's a very fun website. You can go w3school.com, yeah. And you can explore what is SQL and how you can work on it. It's just for your interest and understanding. It's not that everybody has to go and check. And nowadays, I would say companies are very keen if as a BA these structured query language or things like that. Otherwise, you're fine. It need not be that you have to know, I would say, SQL. Yeah, can everybody see that w3schools.com in the chat? Yeah.
Yes.
You can explore this website. And then communication skills goes without saying. You have to be a good communicator. Along with communication skills, yes, analytical and negotiation skills. That you don't have to say yes to everything. You don't need to be a yes person or yes man, but yeah, you have to analyze and understand. It is helpful. And last but not the least, a degree and domain knowledge. Okay, so degree you're getting here in Guruschools for sure. You're getting a certification and with all the knowledge. And yes, domain knowledge will be definitely helpful, and that depends really a lot on how much you explore. But here in our this course, we also give you a face off and an introduction to variety of domain with insurance, banking, human resource, a lot of it. So that's also helpful. So you're kind of covered with all these equipments, so you're ready to enter into the market as a BA, because we will be covering almost all the prerequisite except the SQL part, because it is not always mandatory and it is up to your own personal liking and understanding also. So yeah, everybody good on this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, this is just a prerequisite for you to know. So we've come to the last slide of our session today. So roles and responsibilities of a business analyst. Yeah, who would like to read that?
Business analysts work across all levels of an organization and may be involved in everything from defining strategy to creating the enterprise architecture to taking a leadership role by defining the goals and requirement for program and projects or supporting continuous improvement in its technology and processes.
Yes, and the last line is?
Business analysts help business do business
better. Perfect. So honestly speaking, this is the one line that we have to always remember, that as a business analyst, overall business analysis helps the businesses to do business better. That means you are there to ensure that they gain profits, they do business better, the client is happy, your senior management is happy, and everybody is doing their job well. So analysis is that important. And the earlier sentence that you read, it simply means that whenever you're working in an organization, everybody involved, starting from the senior leadership who are active in creating strategies, or who are making architectures for your enterprise, and so all these people, and then whatever goals or requirements or whatever future plans your organization has, in case of business technology growth, all this requires analysis. You kind of often find people in a mall who are taking surveys, which shampoo do you use, which conditioner do you use. You remember, have you seen? I mean, this happens quite often, especially during festival time or during before Christmas or Diwali or whatever. There are people who will take surveys. So what are they doing when they take surveys? They're analyzing, okay, these many people are using this product, this many people are using that product, and that ultimately helps them how to market their products, or how to have a variety in their existing product line. You understand? Surveys, yeah? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So every tactic, everything has that analysis background to it. Okay. So today I don't want to overboard you on this because we've already discussed a lot on business analysis, and if you ask me, it's a daily thing that we all do. Okay, we analyze if the grocery is getting over, then we have to order it or get it from the supermarket. We analyze how our kids are studying, when are their exams, how can we plan. We analyze if we have to go for a I would say trip, maybe next month, then how do we do the planning? Are we traveling by your own vehicle or are we booking tickets? So every thought process, if you may think, is an analysis. Okay, but then we are thinking from a business point of view. That's why it's business analysis. So any question, because I think we are towards, if Gaurav is there. So yeah, Gaurav, this is the I think the final slide for BA.
Yes. So
And
just I wanted to add one thing, Prerna, that if you are business analysis and thinking of moving towards the business analyst, in fact, Scrum Master business analysis goes hand in hand. So that's the reason your focus should be towards the change, identifying the gaps, because more you are good at analyzing the things, finding the gaps, recommending the changes, or you are more pulling money in the organization, and your job is always appreciated. If you are not good at it, if someone else is good at it, and competition is there, so better you think that how you can be good at it. Okay, so it is always, we recommend in the organization to have such kind of business analyst as an employee. So that one thing I just wanted to, I didn't means I wanted to add. Why? Because change is equal to cash. More change you will identify and recommend, it brings more cash. In fact, it is good for you as well. So that's only additional statement from my end, Rena. So yes.
Thank you for adding, Gaurav. And I think we are towards the end, so you can start with the feedback round. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said thank you for adding this information, and we are towards the end, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
start with the feedback round. Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. So you can stop screen share, Prerna. And so I think we are good at it. So I just a second. Could you please stop screen share, then Prerna? All right. So who was the person last who was speaking up? So Batul, it is your first session. I would like to ask you, what do you feel like saying? I know that is day one, and you joined in the continued session, but still we made sure that should go easy for you. What do you have to say? What do you feel like saying, Batul?
So I agree to it that the whole session that I attended today, I don't feel overboarded in any point of the whole session. All the things that I learned today make sense, and the terminologies and everything and the whole process was comes easily to me. Like I understood the concept, I understood the process of the business analyst, and as the name says, the business analyst. So I understood that analytical skills is the most required to gain this position, and the other tools like Excel or the SQL or whatever, the degree or everything is the requirement of it. So that's the crux that I'm taking away with the today's session.
Super. I'm glad that you found it easy and able to understand. Batul, please call out someone's name on the screen you see. Anyone's
Sorry,
name?
what did this?
Yeah. Whose name you took? Batul, you can call out anyone's name on the screen you see.
Okay, Krupali.
Krupali. Yes, Krupali. What do you feel like saying, Krupali? How did you find it today?
Yes, I think today's class was a good refresher of what we have been learning so far, and understanding the simple terminology and keywords just reinforced everything. So it was a good class.
Awesome, Krupali. Please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
I'll say Praveen.
Praveen, yes, sir. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah, it was quite simplified, I would say.
Okay. Please call out someone's name.
Yong.
Yong. Yes, Yong. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah, I can understand in details what the business analyst do today. And
Awesome.
yeah.
Yong, please call out someone's name.
Manish Patel.
Yeah, Manish, what do you feel like saying, Manish?
Today is like, it was refreshing, for everything, what we learn. And
yeah, call out someone's name, please.
Aruna.
Aruna. Yes, Aruna, what do you feel like saying? Okay, I think Aruna messaged, no, that she won't be able to start. Yeah. So
Sangeeta.
Yeah, she replied, and she's smart. Okay, awesome. So you would recommend someone?
Srivash.
Okay,
Ashi.
Ashi. Yes, Ashi, what do you feel like saying?
I think today's class was, I think, different. We started with BA, so yeah, it feels like a continuation and also kind of a new start also.
Awesome, Ashi. Please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya, yes. Aishwarya, what do you feel like saying?
It was like very knowledgeable and refreshing.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Please call out someone's name on the screen. Can call out Sangeeta's name.
Yeah, thank you.
Sangeeta.
Yeah, thank you. Today's class was, it was like a fresh breeze of morning wind of business analyst. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Sangeeta, you can call out Prerna's name for closing remarks.
Yeah. Prerna.
Yes, Prerna, over to you for your closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. So yes, definitely it is something new we are starting today, and Batul has joined at the right time. And this is a fresh start for everyone. So I enjoyed today's session, your participation, and very right comments or additions were really the fun element for me. So overall, a great session. Thank you so much. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you so much, Prerna. So yes, it was great to get engaged with you all. And yeah, continue to have this intent to get placed. So I would suggest continue to participate in RP session. Be serious and means the certification part, which I had spoken earlier. So you can continue to do that. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye and good night. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday.
Sir, I have one question. Sir.
Good night.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I am not able to join the RRP session, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because like I have to pick up my daughter and she has classes on, but somehow or other I'm missing it out. Only one class I've attended so far. So how am I to maintain the continuity of the class? And another question is Excel. I have no idea of I have very little idea about Excel. Can you just share me any sites where I can go through it and learn about it? Okay,
yeah, so Prerna shared with you one website, right, today. So on learn even Excel in detail. That is one thing. That's number one. Number two is that more thing we will also bring in the BA class. So it doesn't mean that you don't learn it externally. Continue to learn Excel externally as well. And apart from this RRP session, so are you not able to join any of the session in 2 p.m. or 7 p.m.?
7 p.m. Sometimes I can join, but I'm not that I couldn't register the Thursday sessions or at 7 o'clock session. Always I think that no 2 o'clock session I'm missing and feel very guilty about it, and thereby I'm missing the 7 o'clock session also.
Okay, so just don't feel guilty. That's number one. Number two, make your presence loud that you need job. So how you're going to do that, find out way. So that I will leave up to you, because based on participants' request, Devji recently had come up with the Sunday session as well. So see, means how you can cover that up, because that is very much mandate for you to get placed, because you are there on the doorstep. You're standing at your HR point of contact, said that you are just asking, hey, I'm there, ready and prepared. You just get me the job done for me, bring some interviews for me. And in any interview, I want you to just look at the JD job description, and if you find that something that you don't know, come back to us. Okay. I'm not getting this job. It comes with these elements that I don't know how I can go ahead with that still, because I need to have the job.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I'll share with you. Any other question, guys? Are we good? Yeah, go ahead. If you have any question, please ask. So I'll consider it no question. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, participating, engaging, and talking. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you, everyone, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Yeah.
Prerna, just one small thing. Hello, Gaurav?
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to check if I can still continue to attend the classes, because actually I did take up one role. It's not a BA role, but I still would like to take the training, because eventually if I do want to shift again